In today's unpredictable geopolitical landscape, the tension between Russia and the United Kingdom is reaching new heights. The roots of this conflict can be traced back to a tense conversation that took place in Moscow, revolving around the crisis in Ukraine. Russia was accused of grandstanding by the British Foreign Secretary, while the UK faced disappointment from Russia due to their reception of the explanations given. The UK, however, stood its ground and challenged Russia's alarming troop buildup near Ukraine, issuing a warning of severe sanctions. The frosty exchange between Russia and the UK during these talks was a clear indicator of their diverging viewpoints. The UK, along with Germany, expressed readiness for further dialogue, but also emphasized the serious consequences that would ensue should Russia engage in further military aggression against Ukraine. The icy exchange between the two nations underscores the widening gap in their positions, setting the stage for an escalating crisis. A timeline of events paints a clearer picture of the escalating tensions between the two nations. In the early stages of the crisis, Russia and Belarus staged joint military drills. Marked as Allied resolve, these maneuvers involved a whopping 30,000 troops and advanced weaponry, making a significant show of strength towards Ukraine and the West. This was the largest deployment to Belarus since the Cold War, and the international community saw it as more than a mere flexing of muscles. NATO, in particular, expressed concerns that these drills could be a cover for a potential attack on Ukraine, turning the exercise into a high-stakes game of geopolitical chess. Then came a horrific incident that shook the world. A concert hall near Moscow became the scene of a gruesome attack, claimed by the notorious ISIL. The massacre resulted in at least 133 lives lost and over 100 wounded. This event sparked a blame game between Russia and Ukraine, adding another layer of complexity to the already tense situation. Accusations and counter-accusations flew, each side pointing a finger at the other, while the true responsibility of the attack remained shrouded in doubt. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of the Moscow Massacre were the suspicions that arose in its wake. Some experts suggested that the Russian special services might have had prior knowledge of the attack. This led to concerns about potential false flag operations designed to benefit Putin's regime. This isn't a new concept for Putin, with his history pointing to similar operations, including the Second Chechen War and the poisoning of Alexander Litvinenko. These key events have not only heightened the existing tension, but have also fueled speculations and accusations, further complicating the situation. The UK has been vocal in its criticism of Russia's actions, accusing it of creating a smokescreen over the attack. The British government has expressed deep concerns about the potential political gains for President Putin from the massacre. The horrific event, which claimed over 100 lives, has been used, according to the UK, as a diversionary tactic by the Russian administration. British officials have been particularly alarmed by the failure of Russian intelligence services to prevent the attack, despite prior warnings. Such a lapse, they argue, points to either gross incompetence or, more worryingly, complicity. The latter would suggest that the Russian government had prior knowledge of the attack and chose to let it proceed. A chilling proposition indeed. The UK Chancellor has been at the forefront of these allegations, accusing Russia of creating a smokescreen over the attack. He argues that the tragedy is being used to divert attention from other pressing issues, such as Russia's military posturing towards Ukraine and its repeated attempts to secure security concessions from the West. The Chancellor has also warned of the serious consequences of further military aggression against Ukraine, echoing the sentiments of other Western leaders. These assertions from the UK have been met with a frosty reception in Moscow, further straining the already tense relations between the two nations. The UK's accusations add another layer of complexity to the already tense geopolitical situation, further straining the relations between the two nations. In summary, the geopolitical crisis between Russia and the UK continues to evolve, with no clear end in sight. This tense saga began with Russia's troop buildup near Ukraine, leading to icy exchanges and a significant gap in positions. The situation escalated further with Russia's military drills in Belarus, seen as a show of strength, and the horrific Moscow Massacre, raising concerns of potential false flag operations. The UK stands firm, challenging Russia's actions and warning of tough sanctions. As the world watches with bated breath, only time will reveal the true implications of this geopolitical drama.